Hello, good day. How are you today? You're good, right? Okay. So in today's lesson on mathematics, we're going to be learning about fractions and decimals. In today's lesson, we're going to be looking at fractions and decimals. First, we're going to be focusing on fractions. What do we mean by fractions? Are we with our books and our pens to get into today's lesson? Okay, let's go. Fractions are parts of a whole. Fractions are parts of a whole. Fractions include two parts. They include two parts, the numerator and the denominator. Fractions are parts of a whole and they include two parts, the numerator and the denominator. The numerator is the part of fraction which represents the section of the fraction, which is the shaded part. The numerator represents the shaded part. And the denominator is the lowest part that represents the total part in which the fraction is divided. Now, the denominator represents the whole part that is divided into different parts, okay? So do we understand that? We're going to be looking at some exercise to help us understand what we mean by fraction being a part of a whole, and what we mean by numerator being the upper part and denominator being the lower part that represents the whole object. Okay, good. So fraction example. Here we have a whole circle. We have a whole circle. In our next diagram, we have a circle that is divided into how many? Let's count. 1, 2. The circle is divided into 2. So we say the numerator is the shaded part, and is the upper part of the fraction. So 1 here is the shaded part. Over 2 is the circle that is divided into 2 parts. This is a whole object which is divided. That's why we say a fraction is a part of a whole. It's a part of a whole object. Okay, do we understand that? So 1 here is the numerator because it represents the shaded part, which is 1, and 2 represents the full circle that is divided, and the circle is divided into how many? 2. Good. So we have here a circle also, and how many parts is it divided into? Let's count. 1, 2, 3. The circle is divided into 3 parts. And how many parts are shaded? 1. 1 part is shaded, so our numerator is 1 and our denominator is 3 because the circle is divided into 3 parts. Do we understand that? Good. So we have here a circle, and how many parts is it divided into? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The circle is divided into 8 parts, and how many parts are shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parts are shaded. So what do? We say our numerator is 4 because 4 parts are shaded. Remember, the numerator represents the shaded part, and the denominator represents the full circle that is divided, and our circle is divided into how many parts? 8 parts. So our numerator is 4 and our denominator is 8, so we have 4 over 8. Do we understand this part of fractions now? How fractions represent a part of a whole. We understood that, right? Good. We have types of fraction. We have the proper fraction. The proper fraction is the numerator is smaller than the denominator. 1 over 2, 3 over 4. The numerator, which is the upper number, is smaller than the denominator, which is lower number. So it's a perfect fraction. We have the improper fraction. we have the improper fraction. The improper fraction is the numerator is equal to or is greater than the denominator. Is when the numerator is greater than the denominator. Like we have a 5/4. 5 is bigger than 4, right? So the numerator is greater than the denominator. Yes, 7/3. 7 is bigger than 3, so the numerator is greater than the denominator. So it's an improper fraction. A proper fraction is 1/2, where the numerator is smaller than the denominator. And an improper fraction is when the numerator is bigger than the denominator. Do we understand that? We have mixed numbers. We have what is called mixed numbers. Mixed numbers combine a whole number and a proper fraction. Okay, a whole number which is 1 and a proper fraction 1/2. A whole number which is 3 and a proper fraction 3/4. Do we understand that? These are the types of fraction. Okay, then we also have the equivalent fraction as a type of fraction. Equivalent fractions are different fractions that represent the same amount. Example like 1/2 is equivalent to 2/4, meaning they look different but they are the same because they represent the same portion of the whole. This is 1/2 because 1 is the shaded part and the circle is divided into 2. And this is 2/4 because 2 parts are shaded and the circle is divided into 4. But they look half, right? So they can look different but they mean the same thing. 1/2 is half of a whole circle and 2/4 is also half of a whole circle. Do we understand that? Good. So we're going to move over to adding of fractions. We have 1/4 plus 2/4. How do we add? Since the numerator are the same, we say we are going to add the numerator. Since the denominator are the same, we say we are going to add the numerator together. So we have 1 plus 2 equals to 3, which is equal to 3/4. We put back our denominator because they look the same. There is no need of adding it. So we put back our denominator. We have 3/4. Then here we have 1/3 plus 1/4. The denominators are different, so we'll have to look for a way to make them the same. So we have 1/3 plus 1/4, which is equals to 4/12 plus 3/12. Now the denominators are the same, so our answer is equals to 7/12. Do we understand that? Very good. We have known how to add fractions. Now we are going to be moving over to subtracting of fractions. How do we subtract fractions? We have here 5/8 minus 3/2. We have to find the answer. So since the denominator they are the same, we just subtract the numerator, which is 5 minus 3, which will give us 2. So our answer is 2/8. We bring back the denominator. We didn't bother subtracting the denominator because they are the same. That is how we do it in subtraction. So here we have 1/2 minus 1/3. We have to make the denominator the same. We have 1/2 minus 1/3, which is equal to 3/6 minus 2/6. Then, since the denominators are the same now, we say 3 minus 2 is equal to 1/6. Do we understand that? Okay, let's go over to multiplication. Multiplication of fraction and division also. We're first of all going to be looking at multiplication. We have 1/2 times 3/4. We are going to be multiplying the numerator first, then the denominator. This is multiplication, so the denominator must not necessarily look the same. So we have 1/3 times 3/4. If we multiply 1 times 3, it will give us 3, and if we multiply 2 times 4, it will give us 8. So our answer is 3/8. We can't divide it because this is the simplest form. No number can divide 3 and also divide 8. Okay, do we understand that? Very good. Here we have 2/3 times 3/4. We have to multiply the numerator first before the denominator. So we say 2 times 3/2 times 4, which is equals to 6/12. Now we look for a number that can divide 6 and divide 12 without a remainder. We have 6. 6 divide 6 is 1. 6 divide 12 is 2. So we have 1/2. This is the simplest way 1/2 can go. No other number can divide it. Or we write 2/3 times 3/4. We do the cancellation method where 3 cancel itself is 1, 3 cancel itself is 1. So we have left 2 over 4. Then if 2 cancel 2 is 1 and 2 cancel 4 is 2. So our answer is 1 over 2. This is the simplest way this answer can go, 1 over 2. Do we understand this multiplication? Okay, very good. We're going to be moving over to the division of fraction. We have here 3 over 7 divided by 3 over 5. What is going to be our answer? First of all, write out our equation 3 over 7 divided by 3 over 5. How are we going to solve this? We are going to reciprocate the second fraction, which is the divisor. Okay, so we have to switch it. We have to do what? Switch it. So we have 2 over 4 and change the division sign to multiplication and have 3 over 2. We switch this. We switch the divisor upside down. Okay, so we have 3 times 3, 4 times 2. 3 times 3 will give us 9, 4 times 2 will give us 8. So this is the simplest way this equation can go. But if you want to divide it and change it into a mixed number, because this is an improper fraction because the numerator is greater than the denominator, we are going to do the long division method. Okay, so we will use 8 to divide 9. We'll write out 8 and write out 9. If 8 wants to divide 9, it cannot go, there will be a remainder. So we say 8 can multiply 8 and it will give us 8, right? Because if 8 multiplied to it will give us 16 and is greater than the number we are looking for. So we write out 1 and 8 times 1 will give us 8. If we minus 9 minus 8, it will give us 1. So we write out our improper fraction. We write out our 1 that is up here as the whole number, then the numerator, the 1 down here, and the denominator still remains 8, which is over 8. So this is a mixed fraction. Did we understand that? Good. So let's look at how we can solve a mixed fraction. We have 5 1 over 3 times 2 1 over 4. We are going to be changing it to an improper fraction first. We are going to be changing it to an improper fraction. And how do we do that? We use the denominator to multiply the whole number, and when we get our answer, we add it with the numerator. So 3 times 5 is going to give us 15, plus 1 is 16. So we have 16 over 3. We maintain the denominator. Okay, so to change this to an improper fraction, we say 4 times 2 plus 1. 4 times 2 is equals to 8 plus 1 is equals to 9. So we have 9 over 4. You maintain the denominator. Then we multiply, or we do the cancellation method. If we are using the cancellation method, 3 into 3 is 1. 3 into 9 is 3. 4 into 4 is 1. And 4 into 16 is 4. So we have what is left, 4 times 3 over 1 times 1. So we have 4 times 3 is equals to 12. This one is irrelevant. There's no need of writing it. So our answer is 12. Okay. Then we have here 1 over 4. Sorry, 1 fraction 4 over 5 divided by 6 fraction 3 over 10. We turn it into an improper fraction. 5 times 1 plus 4. It's going to give us 9 over 5. You maintain the denominator. Divided by 10 times 6 is going to give us 60 plus 3, 63 over 10. So we have done what? Turned it into an improper fraction. What do we do next? We reciprocate the second fraction, which is the divisor. We change it upside down. So we have 9 over 5 times. We change the division sign to times 10 over 63. Remember, we interchanged it. So we have equals to, if 9 going to itself is 1, if 9 going to 63 is 7. If 5 going to itself is 1. If 5 going to 10 is 2. So we have 1 times 2 and 1 times 7. 1 times 2 is 2, right? And 7 times 1 is 7. So we have 2 over 7 as our answer. Okay? Do we understand this? Very good. So we are going to be moving over to decimals because we are done with fraction. Okay? We now know how to solve fraction, right? Good. Let's go over to decimal.